Hey friends, what's up? Not much, I'm just chilling. How about you? Why are you talking to me and why are you sitting like that? Well, you said friends, I'm your only friend, and also I do lots of yoga so my hips are open. Right. Well everyone, today we're going to go over a yoga flow that strengthens the inner thighs. Lots of times in yoga we take classes where we stretch the inner thighs, and today we want to try to strengthen that just to balance it all out. This flow is going to be quick, challenging, and it's going to feel good so that you will end saying thank you. Those jokes are why you don't have friends. Don't listen to him. Her. So anyway, whenever you're ready, go ahead and get into something comfy, roll out your mat, and let's add some strength to our adductors. We're gonna start all the way down on the belly today. So go ahead and just bring yourself all the way down onto your belly. Point your toes back behind you. Stack your hands one on top of the other. Let your elbows bend out wide. And then just rest your forehead straight down onto your hands here. And take 3 big breaths here. And as you breathe, with your belly pressed down on the mat, see if you can inhale into the back side of your body. So you fill up your low back, your mid back, and between your shoulder blades as you breathe. Take one more breath here. Great, and when you're done with your last breath, slowly lift your forehead up and go ahead and turn your forearms to parallel with the side of your mat. Lift your chest up just a little bit, coming into Sphinx pose here. So I want you to leave your right hand where it is. Go ahead and turn your left hand over towards your right elbow so that your left forearm is parallel with the top of your mat. Bring your right hand down next to you and then roll on over to the left side of your hip here. And I want you to notice really quick if you just turned into a blob by letting your shoulder creep up toward your ear. So roll your shoulder down so both sides of your neck have a lot of space. We'll just be here for a moment. Lift your right leg up, bend your right knee, and plant your right foot down on your mat in front of you. Good, your left toes point straight back, and then you have your arms and your hands here to support you. I want you to press your right foot down and start to lift your left foot up towards the ceiling. You might take your right hand and place it on your left inner thigh and lower your left leg down and lift it back up and feel that muscle tension inside of your left inner thigh. Those are your adductors. So just bring your awareness to that muscle. Take one more breath. Lift your left leg up. And then gently lower your left leg down. Straighten out your right leg. Go ahead and roll on back over to your belly. Forearms plant down. And we'll take it to the other side. So bring your right forearm parallel with the top of your mat. So your right hand comes towards your left elbow. Plant your left hand down and go ahead and roll on over to the right side of your body. All right, a little bit of a backside view. Go ahead and lift your left leg up, bend your left knee, plant your left foot down. Point your right toes back. You might bring your left hand to your right inner thigh and then slowly pick your right foot up and feel the muscle tension in your right thigh. Those are your adductor muscles using to lift up. Make sure your neck has a lot of space on the right side of your shoulder. Take one more breath. Then gently lower the right leg, straighten out the left leg, roll on over into Sphinx pose, forearms down, and then lower your chest back down, forehead down onto the mat. Plant your hands on either side of your rib cage here, elbows bend, reaching straight up towards the sky, and then let's drive the palms down, press on up into all fours, tabletop position here. Awesome. Find your stacking, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, and let's just take 3 cat-cows here, warming up the spine. So on your inhale, dip your belly, roll the shoulder blades down your back, let that lift your chest, and exhale, drive the palms down, round in. Feel the whole back side of your body lengthen. Good, 2 more like that. Inhale, belly dips, chest pulls forward. Exhale, round in. Feel the space between your shoulder blades. 1 more big inhale. Let the ribs expand out. Slow exhale. Awesome. Now come back into a neutral spine, tabletop position. I'm just going to turn to face you. I want you to keep your left knee exactly where it is. Go ahead and step your right foot all the way out to the right. Good. Just check to make sure that your right foot is about in the same line as your left knee and your right toes point forward. And then you can stay here, or you can walk your forearms down onto the mat in front of you. Pull your chest forward. Let your hips move back as you pull your chest forward. And just notice any sensation you feel in your right inner thigh, your right adductors here. Take one more slow breath. Then gently bring your hands back down, straighten out your arms, bend your right knee in, right underneath your right hip, and let's move to the other side. So straighten your left leg out over to the left. Left toes point forward, maybe climb down onto your forearms, maybe not. You can stay on your hands. And let your hips move back as you pull your chest forward. So your torso is really long here. Good, yogis. And just take one more breath. Explore any sensation you feel in your left inner thigh here. And then when you're done, gently press your hands back down, bend your left knee, bring it back into tabletop position. Let's tuck the toes back behind us. Gently reach up, downward facing dog. Walk it out, so bend your knees, shake your head out, just to make sure you're not holding any tension in the neck. And then go ahead and walk your feet to your hands at the very top of your mat. Forward fold, fold in here. Bend your knees if you need to, feet hip width distance apart. Keep your right foot where it is and go ahead and step your left foot all the way to the back of the mat. Good. Put a little bend in your back knee. I want you to hug your outer hips in. Feel like your inner thighs are hugging towards each other. And then rise, sweep your arms out and up. Full crescent pose. Good, yogis. So feel that action of the legs hugging towards each other. Feel that work in your inner thighs, like there's a block between your inner thighs that you're trying to hug. Good, I want you to take a big inhale here. And then exhale, just gently bring your hands down to your hips. All right, listen up. Start to shift your weight into your right leg. Climb onto the tippy toes of your left foot. And then I want you to think of standing up right on your right leg. So take a big inhale here. Then as you exhale, here we go. Gently float off of your left foot. Hug your left knee in toward your chest, just using the leg and the hip muscles. Good. So I want you to notice how your pelvis and shoulders are facing forward. Let's keep that. Just use your left inner thigh muscles to slowly move your left knee and left toes over towards the left. Good. I want you to notice that your pelvis doesn't travel with you. It stays forward. So just hug, hug, hug over to the right. Let your adductors work. And then gently bend your right knee. Cross your left thigh over your right leg. Come into eagle in the legs. So your left toes can hang out in space, or they can gently come down onto the mat for some extra support here. All I'm concerned about here is that your thighs hug towards each other. Let the adductors work. Sit your bum back and just slightly lean your chest forward, almost like a chair opposing your torso. Awesome. Take one more breath. Keep hugging, hugging, hugging the thighs together. And then when you're ready, gently press to stand. Release your left leg. Good. And separate your feet really wide, wider than hip width distance. Bend your knees, sit your bum back, come into a forward fold. Release your hands down on the mat. Put a bend in your left knee. Let your hips move over towards the left as you straighten out your right leg, any amount here. And then bend into your right knee, straighten out your left leg, let your hips move over towards your right. And then straighten out both legs, come into your straddle fold, and shimmy your feet hip width distance apart here. And then keep your left foot where it is and step your right foot all the way to the back of your mat. Hug your outer hips and your inner thighs together, little bend in the back knee, and on your inhale, rise. Full crescent pose. Good. Gently bring your hands to your hips. All right, so stabilize the legs before you even pick your right foot up. So stamp your left foot down, climb onto your right toes and pause. That just tells your body, this is the leg I'm balancing on, and then in your own time, slowly float off of your right foot, come to stand, hug your right knee in towards your chest. Use your right inner thigh to move your right knee and foot over towards the left without moving your pelvis or your chest. And then bend your left knee, cross your right thigh over your left, come into eagle in the legs. Same thing on this side, right toes can hang or they can slowly come down to your mat for support. Hug the inner thighs. Feel your adductors work to hug in towards each other. Almost like there's a penny between your thighs that you're trying to squeeze here. Sit your bum back, lean your chest slightly forward. Take one more slow breath here. Stay with it. Awesome. And when you're done, gently straighten out your left leg, uncross your right. Good. Straddle your feet wide, wider than your hips. Sit your bum back and let's dive all the way down. Forward fold. Good. Just grab your forearms or your wrists here, making a window with your arms. Let your head just hang through. Maybe sway your torso side to side. Good, and then when you're done, gently release your hands down. Take an inhale, bring it up halfway, hands to hips. And then slowly rise all the way to stand. Good. So turn your toes out and your heels in so that your toes are wide towards the corners of your mat. Bend your knees down here. Take a couple of moments to make sure your knees are about over your ankles. So the tendency here is to kind of let the knees fall in towards your midline. See if you can keep your knees facing out with your toes. And notice if your butt is really sticking out here. See if you can find a relatively stacked position, shoulders over your hips here. And so I want you to bring your hands to your inner thighs here. So right where your inner thighs are, between your groin and your knees. And I want you to press your hands into your thighs and press your thighs into your hands here. Yeah, and feel that muscle tension, feel the adductors work. Good, but keep your knees pointing the same direction as your toes. And then keep that. Reach your arms out to the side, palms face up. I want you to feel like you have hands in your inner thighs that you're trying to press right here. And on your inhale, hug, hug, hug the hands together as you straighten out your legs, lift your arms up. Then as you exhale, slowly re-bend your knees. Find your own resistance in your body, reach your arms out. 2 more of those. Inhale, reach up. Inner thighs hug towards each other. Exhale, slowly bend your knees, reach your arms out. Awesome, 1 more. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, release. Good, bring your hands to your hips, straighten out your legs. Go ahead and turn your toes forward. Step your feet towards each other and then just bend your knees, come on down into a seat. Awesome work. Bring the soles of your feet together. Let your knees just fall out to the side. Depending on how your adductors, your inner thighs feel right now, your knees might be pointed really up towards the sky, or they might feel really open and feel like they're flopping open towards the earth. Just bring your hands around your ankles. Roll the shoulders back just so you feel open across your chest. Close your eyes. Take 3 really slow, deep breaths. And just notice any sensation you feel in your legs. Notice your heart rate, your respiratory rate. See if you can slow all of that down by lengthening your breath. 1 more breath here. When you're ready to end class, gently blink your eyes open. Thank you for joining me. Alright, I hope you liked this short, quick video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time.